Okay, so I know it's been quite some time since I've done a full-on makeup tutorial for you guys, so I decided to come back with something that I'm really excited about, and it's the look that I'm wearing right now. And this look is exciting for me because it's inspired by Aria Montgomery from the Pretty Little Liars show. And if you follow me on Twitter, then you know that I'm pretty obsessed with the show, and Aria is by far my favorite character. And this is something that's actually a surprise to me because this show is quite the departure from the shows that I normally tend to gravitate towards. But I love it, and I look forward to watching it every Tuesday night. So this look is just an inspired look from Aria. It's not exactly how she wears her makeup on the show in every episode because it does change, but in every episode I just tried to pay attention to her general style and get a general feel for how she wears her makeup. And overall I kind of noticed that she has this kind of quirky but edgy style, and I really like it. And as far as her makeup goes, she usually has some kind of neutral eye going on, but it has a little bit of a smoky effect to it, and then she usually has a berry lip. So that's what I really concentrated on. So this is the look overall, and it just has a really subtle smoky eye and then of course the berry lip. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and make sure to stay tuned until the end for some really exciting news. Okay, so I've already primed this eye with Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and mine is kind of exploding, but it still works. So this is just going to help keep your eyeshadows on, and it's going to be a nice sticky base for anything that you put on your eyes. So now I'm just going to take my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Iced Mocha, and I'm just going to put this all over my entire eyelid. And this is just going to help add a bit of shimmer, and this is going to be kind of like a color base for the eyeshadow. So just get it on there and then just blend it in with your finger. And then just take a little bit and bring it down below on your lower lash line. And you don't have to worry about being precise, you just want to make sure that the color is down there. So now I am just going to take a Sigma SS239 brush and a MAC's Era eyeshadow, and this is just a sandy beige color, and this is a satin finish, so it has a little bit of shimmer, but it's not really shimmery, but it's not completely matte either, hence the name satin finish. So I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush, and I'm going to put this all over my eyelid. Next, I'm going to take my Rimmel Exaggerate Waterproof Eyeliner, and this is just a black eyeliner. I like this one the best because it stays on all day, and I like it better than any other eyeliner that I've used, and it's also a really rich black color. I'm just going to tight line my eyes. So I'm lining the upper waterline, and this is going to help make your lashes look fuller and thicker, and it's going to help with that subtle smoky look that Aria has going on. Now you want to line your upper lash line, and you're going to get as close to your lash line as possible. You don't want a thick black line, just something subtle. And I'm not going to go all the way in. I'm just going to stop right about there. I personally don't like going all the way in with eyeliner just because I feel like it brings my eyes down and it makes them look smaller, so I just stop right about there. Now I'm going to go ahead and line my waterline. Now, as you can see on this side, I don't go all the way in with the eyeliner. I kind of start on the waterline and then I bring it around to my lash line. So I'm just going to start at the very back corner on my waterline, and then I'm just going to gradually bring it down to my lower lash line. And you want to make the outer corner thicker and then make the line thinner as you go in. And then just really lighten up the touch on your eyeliner as you start to move inward, So you're getting a really faint, subtle line. Now I'm going to take my Sephora double-ended brush. One side is just a dense side like this, and the other side is a fluffy side like this. But I'm going to be using this dense side right now, and I'm going to take MAC's Handwritten eyeshadow, which is a deep, dark, matte brown color. And I'm going to get a little bit on the brush, and I'm going to pat this on my upper lash line, right on top of the black eyeliner. And just pat it in so you really get that color in there. Now this I'm going to bring all the way to the inner corner of my eyes, just because it is a powder and we're kind of using it as like a powder eyeliner, so it's not going to create a harsh line, but it is going to give your eyes some definition. Okay, so now that I have the eyeshadow on top of the eyeliner, I'm just going to take this side of the brush and I'm just going to slightly smudge it out. And you can add more eyeshadow if you want. You can go back in, add some more, and just repeat the process until you're happy with how it looks. It's really up to you. Okay, so now I'm going to take that dense side and I'm going to go back into that same brown eyeshadow, and I'm going to line my lower lash line with it. So I'm just going to pat it in and then gently bring it into the inner corner of my eye and just kind of stop right about here. And again, you want to make this outer corner darker than the rest of the line. So you want to make it thicker and darker. And then I'm just going to flip it around to this side again and just blend it all together. Okay, now I'm going to take my Sigma SS219 crease brush and MAC's eyeshadow in Mulled Cider. This was limited edition from the Warm and Cozy collection, but this is a satin finish, and I'm sure you can find something similar to it. It's just a brown eyeshadow. It's a medium brown eyeshadow, so it's not as dark as the Handwritten. So I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush, and I'm going to put this into the crease of my eye. Now the reason why I'm doing the crease now is because I kind of like to have the eyeliner first so I can see how smoky my eye looks, and then I can just kind of base the crease off of that, how dark I want the crease to be. So I'm just going to place that in my crease. Then I am going to take my Sigma SS224 brush. I'm just going to blend that out ever so slightly. Alrighty, so I'm going to go back to my SS239 brush. I've just dusted it off so there isn't any eyeshadow on it. And I'm going to take MAC's Naked Lunch eyeshadow, which is a frost finish, and it's a kind of shimmery flesh tone color. I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it on my brow bone as a highlight, and then on the inner corner. And I'm going to bring it out and kind of blend it in with the eyeshadow that I already have there. And this is just going to brighten up your eyes. Okay, so now for lashes. Now Aria has really full, thick lashes, so I'm going to try my best to replicate that without using false lashes, because I don't really like to use false lashes. So I'm just going to come in here and curl my eyelashes. If you want to use false eyelashes, that's completely fine, but it's just too much of a hassle for me. And I am just going to take Maybelline's the Falsies mascara. This is the waterproof version, and it has a curved brush like this. So I'm just going to take it and coat my lashes. Now, I wouldn't say that this mascara is going to make your eyelashes look like false lashes, because I really haven't found a mascara that can do that, but I do like it, and it will give you fullness and thickness. Then I am just going to take a little bit and put it on my lower lash line. Okay, so that's it for the eyes. Now I'm going to move on to cheeks. Now, Aria doesn't really have crazy blush going on. She has quite a pale complexion and a little bit of a rosy cheek going on, so we're really going to keep it natural, especially because the eyes are quite dark, so we don't want them to be competing with each other. So I'm just going to take my Sigma SS 187 brush and a cream blush by NARS, and this is Penny Lane, and I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush, smile, and then just pat it across the apples of my cheeks. Okay, so now we need to set all of our makeup, so I'm just going to take my Maybelline Dream Matte Powder, and this is medium sand, and then my Revlon Kabuki brush, and I'm just going to get a tiny, tiny bit on my Kabuki brush, like that. And then I'm just going to pat it on my face, and this is just going to help set everything. You don't want to put too much on because you don't want your blush to disappear. Okay, so now moving on to lips. In the series, Aria seems to be wearing kind of a berry color in most of the episodes, and I really think this is the part that brings the whole look together. So to create this berry lip, the first thing I'm going to do is take a tissue. I'm going to pat my lips because I want them to be completely dry. Then I'm going to take Benefit's Benetint, which looks like this, and you can use this as a cheek stain, but today I'm going to be using it as a lip stain, and that's why you want your lips to be completely dry, because you don't want to be putting this on wet lips. So I'm just going to dot this on my lips. And just build it up until you get the color that you're looking for. Okay, so I'm just going to pat my lips one more time with a tissue just to get rid of any kind of excess that may be lingering. Like that. Now on to lip gloss. So today I am going to be using a NARS lip gloss, and this is in the color Ophelia, and this is a really pretty berry color, and it has a little bit of shimmer to it. So I'm just going to put this on my lips. Okay, so now that you have your lip gloss on, we're going to take a little bit off, and I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but Aria doesn't have glossy lips, so we kind of want to tone down the shine. So to do that without getting rid of all of the color, I'm going to take Clean & Clear's oil absorbing sheets, and they come in a pack like this. And if one will come out, this is what a sheet looks like, and normally you're supposed to use this on your face to get rid of any excess oil, but today we're going to be using it on our lips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sheet and I'm going to put it over my lips, and then I'm going to pull it off fast like a Band-Aid. Like that. So this is what I'm left with, my lips on the sheet. But as you can see, there's still a little bit of shine left, but it didn't take away any of the color. Okay, so this is the finished look, and just kind of keep in mind that since we all have different skin tones, you may just need to play around with your makeup a little bit more. Maybe you need to use a different blush, or you need to put on a little bit more Benetint. Just really play around with your makeup and find what suits you best. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and make sure you let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, so moving on into the exciting news that I have for you guys. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are already familiar with Jackson Harris because I've mentioned him in several of my videos, and if you're not familiar with him, then in short, he's a musician here on YouTube, and he did a fantastic cover of Empire State of Mind. And all of his information, by the way, will be linked down below in the information bar so you guys can check him out. But he sent me another little video, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut into it now.
What's up, everybody on YouTube? This is Jackson Harris. Want to say hello to Miss Glamorazzi and be able to tell you all the big news, which is my single Long Story Short will be available on iTunes and all digital formats July 27th. And next week, I'm shooting my music video for Long Story Short, And the biggest news is that Miss Glamorazzi is going to be in it. And I can't tell you much yet, but it's going to be amazing. We have a few surprises in store, and I've gotten to talk to her, and she's a sweetheart. And thank you all for supporting me and my video. And I think you're all going to love my video, long story short. You can check out the single on www.thejacksonharris.com. And there's even a way for you to be an extra in the music video with us. So I'll send her the link, and you guys can sign up. And I'll see you all soon. And Miss Glamorazzi is coming to New York City. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.
So as you can see, he pretty much announced the exciting news for me. So yeah, I am going to be in his music video for his first single, Long Story Short, and it's a great song. So if you guys are curious about it, you can listen to it on the little music player that he has on his website, and that will be linked down below. Now, something that's even more exciting is that you all have a chance to be in the music video with us. So if you live in the New York City area and you're interested in being in the music video as an extra, then there is a form that you will need to fill out, and that will be linked down below. Now, Jackson emailed me this form, and he told me that the form says that you need to be 18 years or older to be an extra in the video, but if you are under 18 and you show up, they're not going to turn you away. You just want to make sure that you have your parents' permission. We don't want to be getting in trouble for you guys coming into the city. So if you're under 18, just make sure it's okay with your parents before you come on out. But I'm really, really excited for this whole experience. They're going to be filming on July 19th and 20th, so that is next Monday and Tuesday. So if you guys are free on those days, then definitely come on out. You'll be able to meet me and Jackson, and they already have some really, really cool locations locked down. So if you want more information, it's all explained in the form that's linked down below. But I really, really encourage you guys to come on out. It's going to be so much fun, and I really look forward to possibly meeting some of you guys. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. So if you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them down below, and I will see you all later. Bye!